Hi everyone, this is Suzanne Wagner. As I was putting together the April astrology, I realized that we have so much going on. Excuse me, coughing still. We had so much going on that I probably needed to kind of really readdress some of the things that happened right before the beginning of April, because it kind of sets the stage for a bigger picture. So I'm calling this video Preparing for the Astrology for April 2025. To address the energy unfolding in April with all the powerful pushes and pulls from the elite, while in the sign of Aries, we must first look at the solar eclipse and the new moon that set the stage for this month, March 29th. This is a cosmic moment, but it, interestingly enough, includes some key players because it directly impacts Northeast USA, Denmark, Europe, Russia, and Iceland. The impact of this eclipse will be felt by all those major players for the rest of the year. For all the Leos, Aries, and Libras directly impacted by this configuration, they will feel it profoundly, and it heralds a shift that shows that everything is changing and the old reality is gone, and now we are to embrace a very new self. Take a look at where you might personally have Aries, Leo, and Libra in your own chart and know that those areas are going to be greatly impacted by this eclipse as we go forward. They may feel as if they are standing alone, but that might not be a bad thing. Leos and Aries are good at standing independently, but Libra wants to belong and bring everyone together. This eclipse closes one door and opens a secret passage into something very unknown. Inside, there is a wildness that is stalking in the shadows of our unconsciousness, and it intends to change everything in ways that we cannot even completely understand. We are being pushed towards authentic truth. Notice how I said that. I did not say truth, because that is clearly subjective depending on the ego and the attachments of others. Just because someone wants to believe that it is truth does not mean that it is truth with all capitals. I hope this is a lesson that we have all learned clearly, but I said authentic truth, meaning that the truth has to be aligned with your core essence. That means that one must be in touch with one's own authentic self first. We are to understand our relationship to ourselves and to others. While we want meaningful connections, we also need clear boundaries. That is the lesson to learn next month. The question becomes, how do we embrace such a chaotic ending and embrace that eventually this will lead us to some sort of renewal? This eclipse will pull back the curtain, revealing that the great and powerful Oz is just an insecure man trying to seem ominous and powerful. It reveals to those who festered in fear how much they needed to believe the illusion in order to feel stronger themselves. This Mercury retrograde in Aries has forced many to revisit conversations and decisions from the last few years, and for some, that has been revealed as less than pleasant. Venus continues retrograde in Pisces, and it conjuncted Neptune in Pisces just before it leaped into Aries on March 31st. This is the second very influential element for this month's trajectory. The leap from Neptune to Pisces, to Neptune being in Aries, only happens once every 165 years. It sets the tone for a generation, as it will be there for 14 years. Neptune likes to blur the lines. Aries likes a good fight. Neptune asks us to find a way to clarify our dreams and to heed the warnings. Aries wants to take action, do battle, and to conquer. This warns that this warns us that we are all entering into a time of environmental crises, war, and the rise of ideologies whose purpose is to confuse, idealize untruths, and will force the mass movements of people. I can wish that Neptune's spiritual qualities and desire to seek divinity will eventually temper the fires of Aries towards courageous actions. It is time to redefine what it is to be human. It is going to be a moment when we learn to direct our individual desires and preferences in the directions that will inspire us to create a better world. We enter into a time where our inspirations and actions build bridges to transmute the current energies into something that is unique, supportive of all, and supportive of all life. Perhaps Neptune can give spiritual insight into Aries' warring ways and temper his passion with persuasion. The warrior's awakening. We are now going to have to face our fears at what we have created. The world is going to be all shook up momentarily. For some, for many, it will feel uncomfortable and overwhelming. Be careful this month with your anxiety and nerves. This month is about forcing us to look at what our anger has been protecting all along. Notice how one's indignation was more amplified because some souls knew that they made choices that were not aligned with their authentic truths. Such choices always end badly. This month, we have to decide and define what we truly value and what we truly love. If you love an ideal of a person over one's family, then you have really screwed yourself over. Those pigeons are coming home to roost, and that is going to be the only way to shift this path towards a more compassionate and considerate place in the long run. April is a chaotic month. Emotions explode and things fall away. We need to shed these old, heavy, and worn mantles and free ourselves from the burdens and responsibilities that were laid upon us by others. And I will do the rest of the astrology for April in another video. This was long enough.